You know, I'm just checking my watch now. It seems it's time for the Seen and Unseen segment where we explore the cultural stories of the day. I usually watch this from my house. Now I'll get to live it. We turn now to Fox News contributor extraordinaire Raymond Arroyo. Ray, I'm also going to catch up with you this weekend on my show, One Nation, but legendary TV producer Norman Lear, in a New York Times op-ed, I saw this, cites his landmark show, All in the Family. He claims, get this, that Archie Bunker would have voted for Trump, but also would have abandoned Trump after January 6th. Actor Rob Reiner, Meathead, continued the theme.
I do think that Archie would have been really upset to see cops beaten by insurgents, and then to find out as time goes by that Trump was at the hub of all this and was Trump's operation altogether. I think he would have gone the way of Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger.
Brian, as Archie might have said to Reiner, Meathead, go stifle yourself. Rob Reiner is a great director, but come on. Archie is a fictional character, Brian. I'm kind of disturbed that we have reached a point where these creatives are now turning these beloved sitcom characters into political avatars. I mean, this is like somebody suggesting that the Golden Girls would be supporting DeSantis because he kept their bingo game rolling through the pandemic, or that George and Wheezy Jefferson changed their party affiliation because of the violence in New York City. Or maybe they would say there's a split in the Munster family. Herman and Lily are attending a Trump rally, but Grandpa's volunteering in Cheyenne for Liz Cheney's re-election campaign. All of this is nonsense. These are fictional characters. They're beloved, and they shouldn't be toyed with in this way, Brian. You know, I interviewed Carroll O'Connor. I did his last interview, almost my last, but his last interview. And he often talked about the tensions with Norman Lear over this character. And even though Carroll O'Connor was a liberal, politically and personally, he had such respect for this character and who he was representing, this part of America that maybe was caricatured in one way, they would often fight with Lear over the direction of the scripts and the character. Others should follow that lead.
But you remember, you know what you made me think of, Raymond, as you went through all these great shows?
Yeah.
There were unbelievable sitcoms that families got together and discussed and watched, right? And they were part of the fabric. I think we're so diffuse now with streaming and all the cable channels. I don't see that ever happening again. Do you ever see us on the same page with one show? Well, they brought us together,
Brian. They brought generations together. And, you know, look, if people want to have a political viewpoint, fine. Have a fundraiser, donate, raise your voice. But to take beloved creations like this and turn it against part of the populace, I just think it's off limits. I think it's bad form.
Right. And Ray, just hands off Happy Days. That's where the rubber hits the road for me.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Meanwhile, I need your reaction to this. Beyonce made headlines today. She's promising to remove an offensive word from her new song called Heated. Ray?
Yeah, well, I'll let the audience pick the offensive part of this lyric. I dare you. Listen.
On that, ass on that, dimples on my hips, stretch marks on my drinking my water, minding my biz. Monday I'm overrated, Tuesday on my flip-flop, flippy-flip-flop.
Now, Brian, Beyonce uses the N-word, filthy terms for male, female genitalia, breasts and ass, but spaz is the offensive term in that lyric. Apparently, some in the disabled community have raised concerns about this. They say spaz is, it diminishes those who can't control their muscles. So Beyonce is removing the word spaz. Never mind that it continues on that backside. That's perfectly fine. Right. I don't think she went far enough with the cleanup and the lyric revision. I mean, Lerner and Lowe, she ain't, I can tell you.
Ray, do you know, like when you get a little bit older, sometimes you mellow? I mean, she's a parent. You know, you would think we haven't really seen her in a while, barely dressed, dancing around. And now she comes back more vile than ever, putting out X-rated lyrics. Plus, what about the dimpled ass community? What about them? Are they insulted by being used in her songs? Have you thought about that?
Right. Or those with stretch mark breasts, apparently. I won't recreate the words she uses in her delightful lyric, written by Drake, incidentally. He wrote those lovely lyrics, but why you would sing them as a renowned woman who young people look to, I don't quite get that.
Right, and they were wonderfully put together. There's great poetry there. I think it'll go down in history. Meanwhile,
Well,
Lizzo, a few weeks ago,
yeah.
Lizzo, a few weeks ago, removed the same lyric from her song "Girls," no I.
Oh.
Hold my bag, hold my bag. Do you see this? I'm a spaz.
You see, I mean, I understand how people get insulted by these terms, but the question is intentionality, Brian, whether they were intentionally making fun of a community with the word. In that context, she really isn't, but she too decided to remove that word while teaching young girls of America it's perfectly fine to refer to young women, other young women, with the B word. I won't repeat it. Rhymes with which. But I
Right.
just don't know why this coarsening of language and trash talk is acceptable, and yet we find this tiny little word that only offends people if you're really looking for it, and that's the one we take out. Makes no sense to me.
Right, you know, this is so funny. In preparing for this segment, I've never seen more dashes and exclamation and different types of symbols from a keyboard. It's almost like the Wheel of Fortune in the beginning of a puzzle. I don't even know the intention. We could only get 1 or 2 letters before we offended somebody at the FCC. But we'll move on.
It's like a word search.
Pew Research shows that 25%.
Wheel of what's that game with the
Right.
where you have to.
Right.
You have to do the.
I got to get more
just
people that
determine
use
the word.
vile terms in my life so I can understand what they're trying to sing about. Meanwhile, research shows that 25% of millennials are now living with their parents. That's up 9% from 1971.
Yeah, well, that was back when Meathead was living with Archie Bunker, Brian. But now, a Sarah Lawrence professor is suggesting this could be good for America. He writes, there's a possible silver lining to these newly reconstituted multi-generational households. They may help us improve our democracy. Sharing spaces with family members may also compel more political participation and improve our loneliness epidemic among young Americans. Now, Brian, one would think if a 30-year-old is still living with mom and dad and not by their choice, hopefully the lesson would be we need better opportunities so we can all live independently and grow as individual people. That should be the first lesson. And I'm not opposed to them living together. That's a good thing when generations are together. My question is, when you have an economy thrusting this on young people, it stunts their development and their independence. That's never good.
Yeah. Hey, great grandma, pass the sweet and low is not something I thought I'd be saying. But I also would say this. The Iroquois, who are very family oriented, all lived in one longhouse. And they seem to have done fine right in the state I'm from, New York. So maybe we can learn from the LA Times after all. Raymond, I got
There
some
you
bad
go.
news.
Yes.
I just
What is
checked
it?
my watch. We're out of time.
Oh. Well, I'm going to have to go back and watch I have to go watch All in the Family rerun, so right on time. I'll see you this weekend.
I hope you can find it. Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Raymond Arroyo. It's always great.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.